Morning. Thank you so much, Sally, for recording our service this morning. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to all of you. I'm so grateful to have so many of us together this morning. We are being joined by friends, kids, and families from Community Church of New York, and we have special guest, Director of Religious Education, Jil Novenski from Community Church of New York, who's joining us this morning. I cannot thank you enough for all being here together, and I am so grateful for the service we're about to have. Welcome from the comfort of your homes, from wherever you are and however you are feeling this morning. Welcome to this virtual space. I hope you can get comfortable in your own body, rest and relax, and enter into this time of community and connection. I am the Reverend Emily D. Tarbert, speaking live from my apartment in Marble Hill, Manhattan. Pronouns she, her, hers, and I am so grateful to join you to this virtual service for the Unitarian Church of Staten Island. Today we have a very special service planned. We are so grateful to be joined with Community Church of New York and our special guest, the Director of Religious Education, Jil Novenski. Throughout this year, our congregation has been partnering with Community Church to provide robust children's programming to all of our families. Every Sunday, kids from our community gather with kids from community for children's chapel, usually a half hour of music, of reflection, and song. To celebrate all we've been through together this year, Dave and Jade Michaels of our Religious Education Committee and Jil Novenski of Community Church have created this very special service to give the adults of both of our communities a taste of what our kids and families have been able to share. This morning's service will be very different. Different songs, different chalice lightings, and a different chances to gather, even show and tell happening later. We'll be asking each other what objects or items have gotten us through the pandemic. So I invite you to relax, to get ready to sing, and to welcome each other into this moment of community and comfort. Let us witness what happens when we let our children lead and when we share in collaboration of our Unitarian Universalist faith far beyond the walls of any building. I invite you to begin our service as most of our kids usually begin our children's chapel by singing Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. Our choir director and music director will be leading our song this morning, and you'll see the lyrics on your screen.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Now the fourth verse talks about change in our lives. So we're going to change our service this morning. I'm going to ask everyone to unmute. It'll be cacophony, but it will be a joy to hear everyone singing together. So hit your mute button and unmute yourself, and here we go. Don't be afraid of the change. Don't be afraid of the change. Today will be a joyful day. Don't be afraid of the change. Thank you. That was wonderful. But now, please mute yourself again.
What do you want?
Thank you so much, Kevin and Carolyn. What a wonderful day to get us started. I now invite Eric and John to light our chalice this morning.
Flame that starts with one tiny spark that can so quickly spread reminds us that loving acts and peaceful thoughts can spread quickly too.
I'm going to go ahead and sing our Flaming Chalice song. You can sing along with me on mute to make it simpler. Flaming chalice burning bright, now you share with us your light. May we always learn to share with all people everywhere.
Thank you so much, Jill. And now is a time in our order of service for sharing our joys and sorrows. We have many visitors here, and if you feel so moved, we invite you to introduce yourself at this time. We also invite you to share your joys and sorrows, those things that are on our heart that are made both lighter and celebrated together when we share them in community. So you can share in two ways. You can chat in the chat box below, or you can go ahead and unmute yourself and share what's on your heart this morning. Yes, Ada.
Well, I have a joy that last night we went to my friend's house and we even had dinner there. It was really fun. Their yard was pretty big. Mina, which is one of them, she had a lot of interest in the water gun that I brought.
That's wonderful. It sounds like you had lots of fun. Annabelle, please go ahead and share.
I have a joy that my pupils turned into beetles.
Ooh. Have you been growing your beetles for a while? Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, I see Paolo.
Yes. Yesterday I got to see what my camp would be like, and we got to make sand art. I gave one to my friend, and I'm going to get my others that I made. My dad made this one.
Oh. I'm going to spotlight it for everyone. 1 second, okay? Oh, that's so cool.
I made this one.
Oh, wow.
And I also made one that doesn't really matter which colors.
It looks like that's so cool. That's so cool. Thank you so much for sharing, Paolo. Would anyone else like to share this morning? Yes, Thorin.
I would just I have a joy, and my joy would be that summer is coming and school is also about to end. So that's going to be fun. Get a lot of free time.
I'm so grateful to have so many joys to share, from beetles that are growing to fun with water guns to the summer coming. There is some joy in the air. Would anyone else like to share joys or sorrows that are on our hearts this morning?
I certainly would like to share joy just to be with all of you. I'm really grateful to share our families with your families and this Sunday with you all. It's just absolutely wonderful.
Sheila, sorry, I think you had your hand up.
Yeah, just a quick joy. I'm a volunteer at Community Church, so I'm always with the kids on Sundays. I just want to say what a joy it is to go for my morning walk without having to wear a mask.
Yes, how nice. Go ahead, Ada. I see your hand is up again.
Well, first of all, I have a joy that today everyone from the other church with me, we're going to a new one here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and then the one I sent in the chat too. It's that three teeth of mine are wiggly and three already fell out.
Yes, it is a rite of passage to get new teeth. So congratulations on these transitions that you have. Thank you, Chris Johnson. I see your hand is raised, and then I'll go to Dave, to Eric and John. Yeah,
Okay, I'm
Chris.
so inspired by everybody's, comments about nature. I will just share that my granddaughter and her mother, really her mother and my granddaughter, successfully raised 10 painted lady butterflies and released them. 5 went back to my daughter's school where they were released there, and the other 5 were released in Violet's backyard. I think there's maybe been one sighting or so since then, but we're all kind of got our eyes peeled to look for some more painted ladies. I mean, it's always a good idea to look for some painted ladies, butterflies, but anyway, it's nice to, they had a great experience.
Thank you so much for sharing, Chris. Yeah, Eric, John, and Dave and Jay, go ahead and share.
So I think 2 or 1 days ago, we went to our friend Aaron's dad named Tom's funeral. And that's our sorrow or concern.
Thank you so much for lifting that up, Eric and John. Tom Snell was an important part of our community, and he passed away this past week. We had many members who visited him to sit Shiva with the family. We are sad that he is lost from us, but his love is a legacy that's strong in our community that will continue to live on every time we share the memories of Tom. We lift up his family in our thoughts. Gabby and Jennifer, I see your hand is raised.
Yes, I just want to express my condolences, my sorrow to those that we've lost this past year. It is devastating. I wanted to share a joy that I have in my life, which is that I'm finally graduating from law school next week.
Congratulations from graduating law school. What an incredible accomplishment, Jennifer.
Thank you so much.
Especially in a pandemic.
Yes, especially in a pandemic. Would anyone else like to share what's on their hearts this morning? Oh, friends, we have sorrows and we have joys. We have sorrows as we mourn the loss of people who have passed away from us, but who we know whose love lives on in our communities as we continue to reach out with care and comfort for each other. We have joys in the changing of the seasons, in accomplishments, and in the beauty of summer. All of these things we share in community because they make our relationships stronger. They make us remind ourselves of our humanity, make our days and journeys easier. May we continue to share our joys and sorrows with much love. May it be so, and amen. I now invite us, in the spirit of this kind of reflection, to sing the song that is often sung in Children's Chapel, Spirit of Life. Once again, Kevin and Carolyn Clark will sing and lead us in this song.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Thank you again, Kevin and Carolyn. I now invite our very special guest, the Director of Religious Education, Jil Novenski, to share a story with us this morning.
Thank you, Reverend Emily. Thank you, everyone. Full disclosure, I recently read this story to my kids in chapel, but when contemplating the concept of comfort and this past year, I felt this story was hugely appropriate. So I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen so we can walk through this story together. Story is called Maybe Tomorrow by Charlotte Agell and illustrated by Ana Ramirez Gonzalez. Elba had a big block. She'd been dragging it around for a long time. It made her walk slowly. It made her think darkly. It was heavy. Norris danced everywhere he went, even uphill. One day, Elba was sitting on her block in the park, like she usually did. Along came Norris in a cloud of butterflies. At first, Elba couldn't see him in all that shininess. "Hello, I'm Norris," he said. "Do you want to go on a picnic?" "I'm Elba," said Elba. "I do not go on picnics." "Well, what do you want to do?" asked Norris. "Sit here with my block." "But you're already doing that." "I know." "Is it fun?" "Not really. No." "What's in it?" Norris wanted to know. "In it?" said Elba. "What do you mean?" "Well, it's a box, isn't it? Something must be inside it." "It's not a box. It's a block," said Elba. "Are you sure?" asked Norris. "Yes," said Elba, prodding it with her umbrella. She always carried one in case it rained. Norris sat down next to Elba. "I feel something in there," he said. "What?" asked Elba, who didn't feel a thing. "Something sad," said Norris. "I think it wants to come out." "How?" whispered Elba. Norris and Elba sat there thinking. The butterflies flitted this way and that. "Maybe tomorrow," said Norris as the sun set. "Maybe," said Elba. The next day it was raining. The butterflies looked a little damp. The weather didn't slow down Norris, though. "You're making me dizzy," said Elba. "It's time for tea," said Norris. They had good, quiet tea with rain in it. "Maybe tomorrow," said Norris. "Maybe," said Elba, "if tomorrow ever comes." Well, tomorrow didn't come, but another day did. "It's really time," said Norris, "because I want you to come to the ocean with me." "Okay, I'll just take my block," said Elba, surprising herself. "But it's too heavy," she added. "Right? My butterflies and I will help you," said Norris. They did help. It was a very, very long journey. Elba and Norris talked and didn't talk. "I miss little bird," said Elba as they crested the last hill. "She's gone." "I miss her too," said Norris. Elba paused. "But you didn't know her." "No, but you are my friend, so I can help you miss her." By the time they got to the shore, Norris knew many things about little bird. "We watched the moon together," Elba said. "She taught me to sing. We were hardly ever apart." "She loved you so much," Norris said. "Yes," said Elba, as the waves crashed. Some of the butterflies started to fly out toward the horizon. "Come back," shouted Elba. "It's okay," said Norris. "Sometimes we have to let things go." They both sat down to rest on Elba's block. "But there wasn't enough room." "I think it's smaller," said Elba in amazement, "and lighter." Definitely, agreed Norris. Together they stood and faced the roaring sea. I'll always have this block, you know, said Elba. Yes, maybe you will, said Norris, but I will help you carry it sometimes. The two friends stayed by the ocean until the sun set and the view was calm. Some of the butterflies came back. Some flew off forever. The next day was sunny. Do you want to go on a picnic? Norris asked. Yes, said Elba. And that's the end, friends. So I want to just tell you, to want for comfort is to be alive. Our need for comfort is proof of our connection to all that is living, and perhaps even proof of our connection to the energy of the beyond. Some of us may have objects that we carry with us in pockets or hang on chains or hold at night to bring us comfort. Some of us may carry the weight of fears or sadness or insecurity in less noticeable ways. And as friends, loved ones, and fellow humans, we offer comfort to those in times of need. However it is that we exist in the world, to be alive is to feel, and to feel is not always easy. In this morning's story, we witness the magic of connection. We witness the strength of positive energy, the comfort of true friendship, the beauty of building trust and sharing the load that is feeling and being alive. We're all in it. We're all in this life, experiencing the ups and the downs and experiencing each other. What a gift it is to remember that we are not in it alone. Comfort can look like many things, like a stuffy to hold at night, like a precious amulet, like a kaleidoscope of butterflies, or like a friend to help lighten the load. May we remember to see one another, to hold one another in our hearts, and to be there for one another as we journey forward into the next chapter of our lives. The end.
How powerful, Jill. Thank you so much for sharing this morning. I'm now going to go ahead and share a little video that our kids have created for us of what objects got them through the pandemic. I'm going to go ahead and ask you to turn your volume all the way up since some of the recording is a little soft. Thank you so much, and we'll share it with you now. What items or objects helped you get through the pandemic?
Music got us through this pandemic.
Books got us through this pandemic, like Harry Potter and Percy Jackson.
So the object that has helped me the most throughout this pandemic time are my headphones, and I love these things with the biggest passion ever. These things help me release stress. They make me happy. They make me feel calm. What else? They let me connect with my friends because, you know, since we're in a pandemic, I can't physically meet with them. So what I do is I play video games with them, and I can hear them through these and be able to talk to them as well. And that makes me feel really, really happy to hear their voices again, you know, just to talk to them. And on other occasions where if I'm doing homework, I listen to these. I listen to some nice lo-fi, and that helps me really focus, get in the zone, you know, do my homework. And you know, sometimes when I'm just angry or if I'm not feeling happy, I just put these on and I listen to my custom playlist, and that just makes me feel calm, happy, relaxed. It just changes my whole mood in the best way possible, which is why I love these things so much. And without these, I don't know what I would do.
Hi, you. I am so wow. I'm Ria, and thank you for the stuffy Grandma Lee. And I I this helped me went through quarantine because this came from Alex, and Alex is my favorite cousin, and I like him. That's why I like this.
And Ria, how did your toys help you get through this last year?
How did this help you? How did this make you feel fun? Because Grandma let me bring this home.
And
then it's squishy. And squishy, squishy, squishy. Squishy, squishy, squishy. This also helped me went into quarantine because this is my favorite book and I like it because it's the Wimpy Kid.
Did you have any favorite books, Ria?
I like this book because who gave me this book? Grandma, I think.
I think Grandmama.
Grandma.
Yes. We love books. We love stuffies.
Thank you, Grandma, for giving me this. And then and now say thank you, Grandmama. Thank you, Grandmama, too, for giving me that.
Okay. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Happy spring.
Happy spring.
We miss you.
What wonderful, wonderful examples. But now we want to welcome everyone to go ahead and share. I'll go ahead and share because I'm talking right now. What objects or items got you through the pandemic? And I will say this blanket certainly got me through this pandemic. It's basically carpet on my skin. My wife bought this for me sometime last year. I call it the softest blanket on earth. And just there were so many times in this pandemic, I don't know whether it was something going on in the world that seemed overwhelming or just needing that extra bit of softness and touch and just comfort that comes. And I'm so grateful for my wife for buying me this very fluffy blanket that has gotten me through this year. But how about you? We want to hear from you. What are the objects or items of comfort that got you through this pandemic? Go ahead and unmute yourselves and share. Okay, yes, Paolo.
I didn't really have an object that brought me through the pandemic, but I had a pet that brought me through the pandemic. That is
No, it can't go. This is somewhere else.
somewhere else.
What is it? What's the pet?
My pet. I have a pet black cat, and his name is Micho, which means kitty in Italian. And he's a cat, so it pretty much means kitty cat altogether.
That is so sweet. That's so sweet. Ada, I see your hand is raised.
Well, my stuffed bear, which I named Barry, I have a liking for putting a Y at the end of my stuffy names to name at the end of a animal's name to name them. Well, he's just really comfy, and I like to sleep with him anywhere, anytime. I'll even bring him to Florida, which is, well, more than a day's drive from here in New York. He's really gotten me through the past year.
Thank you so much, Ada, and greetings to Barry this morning. Would anyone else like to share? Annabelle, I think your hand is raised.
Tyler got me through the pandemic because when I was scared, he can make actual tiger sounds. So when I get scared, I can pretend to have a conversation with him and he comforts me.
That's so wonderful, Annabelle. Thank you. Thank you. I see Sally, your hand is raised.
Yeah, Emily, when you brought your blanket, it reminded me of a blanket that I won at the Jolly Holly Fair. Remember that we have a Jolly Holly Fair. We used to have a Jolly Holly Fair where we could meet. And this one I won in the raffle that was made by Mary Campbell. And I meant to give it away to someone, but then I thought, well, they'll never really appreciate person and know the person who made it. So I decided to keep it, and it kept me warm. So thank you, Mary. I know you're not here, but you're somewhere.
Thank you. Bonnie, I see your hand is raised.
So I don't know if you can even see this, but this is what got me through. Oh God, you can see it. Oh, where is it? It is a garden swing. I don't know, can you see that?
Yeah, we can see it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So, we often rock children to sleep and rock them to comfort them. And my garden swing rocks me and comforts me. So that really, and I was able to sit on that even in the winter. I would just come out and sit it and rock because I could. So that really helped me get through.
Thank you for sharing, Bonnie. Chris, I see your hand is up.
Hi, so I'll apologize to Maeve for objectifying her, but she's just been great fun. And like everybody knows, when you take care of somebody, something else, you're basically taking care of yourself. And Maeve provided that. And I guess coming in second would be doing anything in my yard. Certainly help, provide some comfort.
Thank you so much, Chris. Paolo, I see we are joined by Kitty Cat.
Yeah. I just wanted to show you what he looked.
So sweet, so sweet. Thank you.
But he has a food dispenser, and it happens at 12 o'clock. And he's gonna go wait until things dispense his food.
Thank you. Jill, I see your hand is up.
Yes, so a lot of my kids are familiar with me sharing this particular item, but it just proves you are never too old to have a stuffy. This is Curly, and Curly belonged to my daughter, who is turning 29 this year. And during the pandemic, I couldn't see her. She was not only living in Los Angeles and is now back in New York, but it was the pandemic, so I couldn't see her. And so Curly made me kind of feel closer when we weren't physically closer. That's been very helpful.
How sweet, Jill. And it's wonderful to have objects that connect us to memories and to people, that remind us of our connection with each other. Mike Stein, Mike and Maureen.
Actually, it's me who hit the raise the hand. It's not an object, it's not a thing, but I got through this pandemic through my loving husband, who I have to say I don't always appreciate, and sometimes I find him to be a real PIA, but generally I really have survived. I could not have gotten through this pandemic without him. He was a wonderful companion and a caring, steady rock in my life, and I appreciated him more in this pandemic and realized how lucky I am to have him. So it's been, if I learned anything from the pandemic, I learned that it's nice to have a loving, caring partner who is there for you. And I don't think I appreciated it. I was always on the go before, running around, doing stuff, but being stuck at home with him has been pretty cool. I'm ready to give it up now and go back into the world, but it's been pretty cool.
There is nothing like the love of family around us. Yes. Thank you for lifting that up. Lewis, I see your hand is up.
Morning.
Morning.
So I'm happy. What's helped me through this pandemic? Well, I moved from my old bedroom to downstairs in my basement in my house, which it felt great to have my own space and my own things and start having an independence of myself. As well as talking to people virtually, connecting with people virtually, really helped me through so much. And to meet better people as well. This election than the people I dealt with last election, it feels so much to myself. It feels so great.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, Sheila.
My old-fashioned phone that has helped me stay in touch with my friends and helped me to feel a little bit less isolated.
There's nothing like reliable phones these days. Yes, Dave, I see your hand is up.
Yeah, so obviously getting the email reading about bringing an object, I thought of my running shoes, which help me run without getting too many injuries. But I also wanted to, and which has been a real help through the pandemic. But I also wanted to give a shout out because after Jill read that wonderful story and Maureen spoke, you know, I first in the story, I'm thinking how the alligator helped the pig, and my family also has definitely helped me through. And Maureen, like you said, like, you know, during the pandemic, it's sort of, we're all hunkering in together, you know, so it's really, I think, brought us closer. So that's been the silver lining of the pandemic for us. And I think Jade has an object too, right, honey?
Sure. My objects are plants, like this guy. I really got a connection to gardening and taking care of plants. And like this one, we accidentally dropped something on it and got broken, and I feel really bad about it. So it's amazing the emotional attachment one could have to a plant. I also want to share this other new one I got, and I thought it was cute because the name of this plant is Bambino. So this is my little Bambino.
It's beautiful, little Bambino. Thank you. Hey, Mike, I see your hand is up.
Yes, I would say a number of things have gotten me through this. First, the technology to be able to stay in touch with people like this, but also the gardening. And I see Randy showing us his garden, which is just magnificent, but it's definitely been a source of time and joy. We've actually started an herb garden that Maureen lovingly has taken care of from seed, and we have about 7 or 8 plants going. But it doesn't rival what Randy has.
Talking about that, I'm going to go ahead and have Randy unmute. Go ahead and share with us, Randy.
Little hard to find the unmute button in the brightness of the backyard. I'm grateful for the daily telephone calls with my brother. I hadn't seen him in a year until a couple of weeks ago. So, you know, and he's so close, and he's finally gotten vaccinated, and we got a chance to meet in the city. And, you know, we had our fun talking about our dear leader and everything that was happening. But now things are starting to change, so feeling a lot better.
Show us more of the yard, Randy.
Sorry, Randy, I muted you again, but we can see, and I'll spotlight the video for everyone. You can see this beautiful garden. It's so gorgeous. All the flowers that I can see. I'm going to try to unmute you again. I'm sorry, Randy. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that, but thank you.
This is Bonnie. Is there such thing as yard envy? Because I think I'm feeling it right now.
I think there is. Hey, I don't have a yard. I've definitely felt yard envy this year, especially of my sister who owns, I think, 3 to 4 acres of land in upstate New York. It's been an interesting year. Paolo, I see your hand is raised.
This is Paolo's dad. I wanted just to say that I wanted to give a shout out because during the pandemic, there was a lot of isolation, and having Sunday school with Jill, even though I wasn't always there, hearing her in the background and hearing the lessons being taught and just the loving tone of voice really helped sort of make the times a lot brighter. So thank you.
I have to say thank you back out loud. Thank you so much, Chris. That's wonderful to hear.
Thank you all. All right. Is there anyone that I missed who'd like to share this morning? All right. Well, with that, please feel free to continue sharing objects in the chat if you'd like. If you want to raise your hand, go ahead and do so now. But thank you so much, Annabelle. Is that a hand raised or is that just a stretch? I think that's just a stretch.
No, I raised my hand again.
Go ahead, sure.
Because my Mimi got me an herb garden, and one of the plants is growing really quickly.
That's lovely. Thank you so much for sharing. What a beautiful thing to have. All right. I think that this will end our show and tell portion of our service. Thank you so much for sharing all of these items and objects. And Ada, yes, your mom. Your mom helped you get through the pandemic. Yes, Ada. Our parents, our loved ones, our families certainly have helped us in this time. I'm going to close out this show and tell with a little reading. It's actually a poem I wrote a few years ago called Many Blessings. I say blessings a lot. It often seems ridiculous, like I'm a 19th century character in a Jane Austen novel. But I say it anyway. We are all surrounded by tokens wrought by circumstance and objects worn from affection. The dusty photo book, a charred wooden spoon, the softest blanket in the world, solitary cans of ginger ale, a hidden umbrella left in the office, a comment left on a thread. The molecules and atoms making up our lived reality leave so many signals of interconnection, offerings from hands and hearts. The worlds we inhabit all contain reminders. We are not in this alone. Thank you, everyone. And now is the time in our service where we politely ask for the offertory. We know it is the many gifts that help sustain communities like ours and communities like Community Church of New York and give us the opportunities to have services like this where we can connect to each other across difference and beyond our walls. So Sally Jones will put the links in the chats. Please give as generously as you're able to. And now we will share a beautiful offertory song. Sorry about that. Beautiful offertory song that is sung by a children's choir in New York called One Voice. I hope you enjoy it. This song will be talking about memories, some of them sad memories of times long past, but also memories that help keep dreams alive. Let us enjoy this song this morning.
Dum 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 dum.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the dreams bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Close to the ones here today. Close to the ones that we lost on the way. 'Cause the dreams bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain. When I believed in forever and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name. 'Cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day, yeah.
Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday, yeah.
but everything will be alright. Go as your voice will say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Close to the ones here today. Close to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back you. Memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost. When I felt that all the hatred was too powerful to stop. Now my heart feels like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, let you know I'll never drop. Yeah.
Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Hey, hey. But everything gon' be alright. Go and raise your voice and say, hey.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the dreams bring back all those memories of everything we've been through. Close to the ones here today. Close to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back you. Do, 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 do. Memories bring back you. Do, 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 do. Memories bring back you. Do, 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 do. Memories bring back you. Here's to the one that we got. Cheers. Memories bring back you. Here's to the one. Here today. Memories bring back you.
Encore.
Thank you. I now invite again Eric and John to say the words to extinguish our chalice this morning.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. For these we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Thank you. And now I invite Annabelle to sing our closing song.
Go ahead, Annabelle, with the closing words.
As we leave this friendly place, love give light to every face, and may the kindness which we learn light our hearts till we return.
Blessed be.
Blessed be. Thank you. Thank you so much to all of the families who are with us. Thank you to Director of Village Education, Jil Novenski, for being with us, for your beautiful leadership. Thank you to Dave and Jade, who helped plan and make this service possible. Thank you to everyone who's here today. We invite you, if you feel so moved, to stay and join us in just some loose conversation and coffee hour after this service. Thank you, everyone.